I've put a ton of toppings on pizza, but lavender was definitely a first. And honestly, I wasn't sure if it was going to be awesome or just way too much. That's what they call from farm to table. My table. My friend Annie runs a lavender farm here in the heart of Central Coast wine country, and she invited me out to cook with a few of the products she makes.
Yep.
There you go. One garnish of lavender for you. So we built an entire pizza night menu around one question. Where does lavender actually work? We made cocktails, cornbread, and 2 pizzas. One spicy, one bougie. But before any of that made sense, I wanted to understand what we were actually cooking with. And luckily, I knew exactly who to ask.
My name's Annie Twigg, and I kind of oversee the chaos here. Right now, it's a matter of just keeping an eye on the plants and gauging when it's time to harvest.
Annie and I have been catering together in the Santa Ynez Valley for years, so when she invited me to come over and make pizza up on the ranch, I was very much in.
This property was my family's, and it was my dad's dream to always keep the farm busy producing something. And so we brought a botanist in to see about growing things, and he said, "What about grapes?" And we said, "No, there's way too much of that." And he said, "What about strawberries?" And we said, "No, because that's then only half the time and it's a lot of labor." And he said, "Okay, what about lavender?" And I said, "Dude, that ship has sailed." And he said, "No, I just put in a huge farm up in Washington and they're doing really well. And I think it would grow well here." So that's what we did.
And grow well it did. But before we started putting it on pizza, I wanted to understand a little bit more about what we were working with.
Right now we have 3. Originally I put in Provence, so then I moved to Grosso, which is the majority of all of this. It's known as the workhorse kind of the lavender. And then there's a newer variety that came out of the University of Australia. It's called Riverina Thomas. And it's a lot like Grosso, but it'll handle the extremes even more so. Grosso and the Riverina Thomas are mainly for distilling, and we do a lot of that. They both have a little bit of a camphor, kind of a eucalyptus note that comes across really strong if you use it for cooking. So we use the Provence for cooking.
Now the only thing left to find out was how the pro herself would actually use it.
Oh man, it can be so simple as just like, you know, if somebody's into lavender and stuff, so you could take a little cube of butter and add some lavender buds and beat it up like a whipped butter, and it's going to give you all that flavor and all the fun stuff. Use it on some cornbread, do it on your toast. I mean, it can be that simple.
To really understand the differences, Annie put my nose to the test.
Here is the Grosso, and you can see the color difference.
Grosso versus Provence.
Yep. Darker color, lighter color. And then do the squish smell test.
Grosso first.
Yeah.
It's intense.
Yeah, it is. And that one's just a little sweet, kind of a little more florally.
You can smell that one is like when you get a eucalyptus towel at the gym after you're done working out and it hits you in the face and refreshes you, wakes you up. That's kind of what that smells like. And this one smells like something you'd actually want to put in your food.
Yep. And you do.
And we are going to.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And you can see that difference right there. So with the culinary lavender lesson out of the way, we started where any good caterers would, with a cocktail. We spun up a couple of gin sours using Annie's lavender simple syrup. We weren't sure how the rest of the evening would go, so we figured we might as well start with a win. This felt bright, floral, and very dangerous for a sunny summer afternoon. Yeah. That's really tasty. Appropriately hydrated, we moved into what felt like another easy win and a perfect appetizer for any season. Cast iron cornbread with a lavender honey butter drizzle. Cornbread and honey already makes sense, but add some lavender to the mix. Now we're squarely in fancy pants territory.
really good. It is really good.
It's super tasty. Side quest aside, it was time for the main event, putting that Provence on some pizza. This was shaping up to be the most Backyard Pizza Lab part of the day. So we started with an updated take on an old favorite, a spicy calabrese lavender hot honey pie. Built on my go-to Polish pizza dough and baked low and slow in the Ooni Coda 2 Pro. We wanted the floral sweetness from the lavender hot honey to balance out all that cheese and salty meat.
First, a little bit of the sweet.
And then the heat and the finish. That's gorgeous.
I know, beautiful crust. Look at this. Perfect.
With top marks from Annie, it was time to go full wine country dinner party. A simple red sauce and mozzarella base, baked low and slow in the Coda 2 Pro with prosciutto, goat cheese, and lavender honey added after the bake. This one would be right at home on a pairing menu while a sommelier explains soil composition to me. Pizza cheers. The creaminess of that goat cheese with that is really good. Okay, between this one and the last one, which do you like more?
Taste the honey a little bit more on this.
Yeah.
But this one, I think the goat cheese, like you said, the creaminess of it, so spot on.
Super good. You heard it here first, folks. Fancy pizza night, lavender hot honey, prosciutto goat cheese, rocking and rolling. By the end of all this, I realized the food was just an excuse. The fun part was getting a glimpse behind the lavender curtain, and hopefully finding a few ideas you can steal for your own pizza nights along the way. Big thanks to my friend Chef Annie for having us out to the ranch and showing us the lavender ropes. I'll link where you can find her products below and include the recipes for everything we made today in the description. And if you want more pizza night inspiration just like this, be sure to subscribe to Backyard Pizza Lab. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.